already introduced the podcast, so I'm gonna introduce the people that's on this motherfucker. We got Champion Mode, we got Mac Tenant, we got yours, the one, the only, the baddest mother effer in the mother in the land, a ruler Shaboom. Now, I want to ask y'all a question. We in three different places at this current moment right now. Did any of y'all get hit with the snow bad?
I didn't get no snow.
Boy, it's still mountains outside.
Yeah. See, it's funny, right? The only reason I bring that up was because it's an epidemic on Facebook going around right now where a lot of women is saying that somebody's saying they seen too many women with shovels in their hands, right? So I don't know. I'm just throwing this shit out there, but I know
I
women
mean,
scream independency a lot and everything
I was
like
about
that.
to say that sounds right to me. It's a lot of single women out there, so they shoveling their snow.
So do you think that what brings me up to my next question, right? Do you think that women is not getting certain things that they feel like a man should do because this is no longer 1990s, 1980s, 1970s,
I think it
1960s?
depends on the woman's disposition. Some women want to be independent and they want that particular. That's what they want. There's women out here who still want to be traditional now. You know what I mean? It is.
But what
So
that got to do with a woman wanting to do a job that she feels as though is for a man? Like
I I
shoveling
I,
snow is fucking hard. I should know. I mean, it
I don't.
might be easier for me, but for a woman, like that shit takes
I
some
mean,
muscle. You gotta
I
put some
mean,
weight
who's
to it.
supposed to do it? It's her
That's what I'm.
responsibility if
That's
she's single.
It's the
that's
nigga
what I'm
she
saying.
fucking.
I mean, how do you
Nah,
figure that? Yeah,
nah,
that
nah.
that that
So,
hold on. That brings me to this. Did y'all watch that Cameron interview where he is talking to his ex girlfriend?
I've
Anybody?
seen bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces. Well, she made a statement where she's like, "You effing me, but you can't take care of me," and it's like that for me, right? For me, and then she brought up his daughter, which ain't had nothing to do with it. If you are putting yourself in a position to open your legs to that man, like for no reason, like it that logic to me don't make no sense.
so the reason I bring that up was because I think that's the logic that women go with,
It
and the
ain't just
reason why I
women. I've
said
heard
that,
men say
the
it.
reason,
I've heard men say it. Well, if I'm smashing, then I'll pay a bill or two or do this, that, and the third. I've heard men say that. A couple
I
of my
mean,
homies.
do you think that dating is a fair exchange?
I mean, it goes both ways, in my opinion. Like it goes both ways. Like especially if I'm giving you quality, right? Sex is between two people, not just one. So it goes hand in hand. Now, outside of that, y'all can still do things for each other if y'all feeling each other that way. Me personally, that's how I see it. Like, I don't think it's one sided. I don't.
But the
I
social
think
construct, hold on, Mac. But the social
If it,
construct of how we always been brought up, and just this westernized society, not even just westernized, just
it's
all
not
over the
just,
world. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just all over the world. Is that the man is supposed to do certain things, and when a woman gives up her
No, a man
body,
is
which
supposed to do certain things with the woman he loves and is into. He ain't supposed
I
to do
I
certain
get
things
that
with just
100%.
random
But what
women.
I'm saying is, we don't live in that order of the world anymore. The order of the world we live in right now is sexually liberated. It's
That's the point.
independence.
But that's the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that when people talking about men are supposed to do certain things for women, no, he's supposed to do certain things for women he's into. That woman he is into, that is his world. So she gets those benefits. It- if you just giving me some, no, hold on. If you just giving me some and I don't see you like that, you already let me test drive the car, and that's what you want to do. That's what this is. Then I'm going to treat it as such. If
But you
I'm
don't.
not
This what I'm saying. I'm not saying go out there and fucking shovel her snow, her aunts and her grandmothers and her mothers too. What I'm saying is you don't see that there is a difference between you consistently fucking a woman and not making sure she's okay.
I
let
don't
me
think
chime
you
in real
really hear,
quick.
but I don't think you're hearing me. If I listen, getting a nut off, getting off. right? We getting off. Both of us are getting pleasure out of this particular sexual relationship. That's it. I don't see nothing past that if I'm not feeling you like that. It's good sex. That's it. That's it. That's my personal opinion.
So like for two consenting adults to consent into having a sexual relationship, that means no other attachments. My
Yeah.
only responsibility is to make sure that I sexually please her
And she
and
does
I
me.
sexually get pleased.
Yep.
And if that's not cool, if you want more and I don't want more, we don't got to continue this sexual relationship.
We sure don't. You can keep it moving. Yep.
I
Yep.
feel like
Steve, I'm the voice of reason on this
Nah,
motherfucker.
ain't
I'm
no
gonna be
voice of
honest with
reason,
you,
bro. Ain't
and
no
and this
voice of
may
reason.
this may sound crazy, but
You
just let me
wow.
work
Oh,
through it.
wow for that.
I feel like modern day dating, to me, it looks and sounds a lot like prostitution because it's all about. So as soon as he starts having sex with her, now he's supposed to take care of her.
Nah,
It's
he's
basically
supposed
you
to,
exchanging
yeah.
your body for money. We're
Yep.
not even talking about relationships. Because I'm sleeping with you, I'm supposed to do what your man do. No,
Yep.
why don't you stop sleeping with me and go get a
And,
man?
and go get a man that love you and want to be with you. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Taking this, I
Yep.
simply said to make sure that the woman is okay. And what I mean by making sure that the woman is okay is if you're consistently having sexual relations with this woman and you know a bad snowstorm just hit, you shoveled your own self out the snow. You probably shoveled your mom, grandma, aunts, whatever it is, might even shovel your fucking neighbors. If you are consistently fucking this woman, would it kill you or would it take away from your pride and ego to just call her up or text her and be like, look, if you ain't good, I can pay somebody $10 to $20 to come over there if I'm not going to do it myself to make sure you're good. You got to go to
See,
work.
I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying if that's my girl, that's my responsibility to do it. If I just know her and we have sex from time to time, then that's on me being a good guy if I go out my way and do it.
What's the
But you're not
difference between you?
obligated.
Hold on. What's the difference between
Exactly.
you fucking her and you taking her on dates and shit? Than you helping her get out the fucking snow.
What's the difference?
What you mean?
What is the difference? I'm not understanding this right now, right?
I mean, I
Because you
think the
saying
biggest
it's not your
difference,
responsibility, but you'll fuck her and you'll take her and go spend $80 to $100 on a date, or maybe even
I
more than
ain't.
that, depending
Come
on
on,
where
you know who you
you're
talking
going
to.
at the time.
Come on, you know who you
Hold on.
talking to. I ain't doing that.
Even if you want to keep it minimal, you can go to the movies and spend $40, $50.
I
But
mean, I got Netflix. I ain't.
but I'm also
You
getting
still
something
buy
out of
food
that.
for her.
But we're both getting something out of that, bro. We're at the same. We go to the movies. I'm entertained by the movies. We go out to eat. I'm filling my belly too. She just happened to be with me. You
I
see what
think
I'm saying?
the difference is the
You're
mindset.
selfish,
Do
man.
I want to do I want to build with her and stay with her long term, or am I just having fun? Because
That
if I'm
that,
just
that
having fun, it may sound crazy, but yeah, sex is fun. The movies is fun. Eating is fun. Shoveling
yep,
your fucking snow ain't fun.
ain't
I don't
fun.
want to do it, and I
Yep,
don't have to do it.
yep. That's all. That's all I was saying the whole time
Chivalry
as
is really
well.
fucking dead, man. I
No,
It's
said it on
chivalry
not.
is
here.
not dead.
It's
No,
three
it's
good
not.
men out here
It's
left:
not dead. You just
Barack
why you being
Obama, Russ Wilson,
chivalrous?
and
Hold
myself.
on.
And
Why you
y'all
being
niggas tripping.
chivalrous with everybody you smashing, bro?
I said consistently smashing this girl, consistently having sexual relations with this
Just
woman,
let me ask you
and
this question to this one. Let me ask you
you
this question.
can't,
Let me
bro,
ask you this
you
question.
can't
Do you
choose that.
see it going anywhere, or is she just a good?
It don't matter
Yeah, it
whether it's
To
matters.
going
you,
That
anywhere or
matters.
it
not.
Yeah,
definitely
no,
matters
that
to
It's
me.
matters.
not going. Is it
Yeah,
going
it
to kill
matters.
you? I ain't
It
saying do
matters.
this for every girl in your phone.
It doesn't
I
matter, bro.
specifically said the one you are consistently
No, if
with.
I don't see no future with her, I don't give a damn.
I don't like how you keep saying consistently because now
Yeah.
it's make how what is consistent? How much am I with her? Because maybe this is more than smashing.
You
Because if I'm
smashing this
just
girl.
smashing,
Hold on. You smashing her at least 7 times a month.
No, I'm not, bro. I'm not doing all that. She
so
independent. She can pay. She
that
can
means
pay
like
the.
what? Once every 4 days? Wait,
She
that's
can.
twice a week then.
Not even. Not even. That ain't even twice a week, bro. That ain't even twice. That's no. Not even. She can pay the little young boy or whatever. She can pay somebody to do that. She got the bread. She independent. She good.
You cash out $20. Like what?
Nah, fuck that. I ain't the only nigga she
Oh
smashing.
man,
That's a bigger problem. Why I'm the one that got to foot the bill? Tell her put her roster
Listen,
together and we can all put this shit together then. I ain't trying to hear that.
I'm cool, bro. I'm cool, and I take care of mine. Like I'm all about the man providing and doing all that. But if in this new age, if you got the attitude that, if you got that type of attitude of I'm single, independent, and all that, and all I'm good for is the D, right? Then we plan on even ground, bro. This is even. Guess what? I bet you I got out there and shovel my snow and clear out my little pathway and do what I gotta do for my property.
Do it for me.
so
Do it
what
for
I'm
my
getting from you?
sister.
Hold
Do
on,
it for
hold
my
on.
mom.
My
So I don't know if
daughter,
I'm getting this.
whatever,
I
right?
don't know if I'm getting this from Mac, but what I'm getting from you with champion mode is you're not gonna be taken advantage of.
I've been taken advantage of before. No, I'm not.
All right. So what is the difference between you paying a young boy to shovel her snow and then you going to the bar and buying her a drink?
The difference is I'm not getting nothing out of paying that young bull. I'm not getting nothing
You
out of it.
might not get nothing out of buying her a drink, but you still
Yes, I
The
doing
would.
it.
attention.
Yeah, I
Oh,
get no. Let me say this.
And you getting
Uh,
pussy.
9 times out of 10, I'm drinking with her.
exactly. And see, now
But
you
you
basically
still
saying,
want the drink.
hold on, Space. You're not being realistic. Because if
No,
I was on my way over to Smash and I seen the snow there,
Hey man,
I
listen,
might shovel that shit.
listen,
I might.
listen. It's just like a Tribe Called Quest. A pimp named Slickback. It's a ruler, shaboom. Say it with me. A ruler, shaboom.
Told you this a
and,
long time ago. I will
bro,
never formulate that name out of my vocal cords.
and
Let's
and and
stop that
and
here.
and Thomas, I agree with that. If I'm over there, like if I'm over there, right in
Yeah,
that moment, and we just exchanged and did what we did, I might
yeah.
do it then. But
Now I'm gonna do it. That's the
I'm not
gentleman thing to do if I'm there. I'm
I
not coming out my way and
I am
driving
not.
over there.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going out my way. No, I'm not going to get up from my house and come over there. Like I'm not.
Never thought I'd say these words, man. But I'm so disappointed in y'all as men right
Why?
now.
I ain't in love with
Any
her.
driveways you shovel. Talking
Man,
about
Yeah.
you disappointed.
now what?
You ain't out here shoveling.
But if somebody would have needed me, I'd have did it.
Okay.
Put it on where
I
Good
you
mean,
for
I
need.
would have
you.
too.
Good for
For
you,
the people
brother.
I love.
Yeah. Good for you. You're a
Cause
nice
I'm a
no.
great fucking Samaritan. That's what it
You're
was.
a nice noble young lad.
Yeah,
Good for
yeah,
you.
yeah,
You know that's admirable.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I listen. I am a pillar to my community, a light to the people in the dark, and a hope to the hopeless. You know, I should win a Nobel Peace Prize soon. If we're being
Whatever
honest
you.
about the situation.
Hey. Whatever
I
you
do want
say,
to
brother.
reiterate the name of this podcast is the You Want to Be Real podcast.
Well, tell me when I wasn't.
I would
Tell me when
prefer
I
if we
wasn't.
kept it real. I mean, about the last 30 seconds, I ain't saying you was lying. I'm just saying I've been smelling bullshit through my phone.
But
That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna even go as
Did you
far as to
drop it
say
in some
this. You said
bullshit?
I don't want to be taken
Around some
advantage of.
cows
It's
before?
not even about taking advantage, though. For me, it's not even about being taken advantage of. It's more. It's the attitude for me. Like if you want some independent, you want this equal, you want all this equal shit, then it's gonna be equal. This is equality. That's real talk. It's equality. That's all it is.
But see, this is
Don't
the thing. I
don't
agree.
give me a gender role after you decline a gender role.
Yeah,
That's
that's
my
all I'm
biggest
saying.
problem.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All that butt stuff you talking, cuz that's why they walking around like thinking the way they think now, bro. I'm sorry. I'm
Because
sorry.
we could be
Agree.
smashing and I could get off of work and I could give her a call and be like, man, I worked all day and I ain't had shit to eat. Fuck ain't jumping out her motherfucking bed to go make me a goddamn plate.
Facts. Facts.
See, I think y'all niggas taking this shit too literal, right?
No, we
And
not,
you know,
bro.
I
It's
think
the
I
y'all
don't
niggas.
think you
same.
taking it literal enough.
I think
Nah,
Words
it's
no.
have
this.
meanings.
First and foremost,
No.
right?
He
First
is.
and foremost, right? I will go shovel my neighbor out if my neighbor needed me. I'm just that type of dude to where it does not affect me if a woman called me up and said, "Hey, could you come help me shovel my car out the snow? Where you live at?" All right, cool. Well, am I getting a blowjob when it's done? That's well, you know. Anyway, but
I
I'm
think
just that
that's
type of.
wild. I personally think that's wild too, though. I
I
think
don't
that's
think it's
wild.
wild. Y'all
So
talk
you're gonna
about fair
exchange
exchange.
You
a
ain't even doing
BJ?
it
Hold
out your
on.
heart. You only
Yeah,
doing it for the
that's
No,
BJ.
I will
yeah,
do it out the kindness
that's
of my heart.
wild,
I
bro.
will do it out the kindness of my heart.
That's
I will.
wild.
A girl call me up right now. I don't even got a crack. A girl call me up right now and say, "Look, uh, a girl could call me up right now and say I'm late on rent. Could you send me $40?" And she could just be my fucking friend. I'm just that good of a dude.
Nah, I'll do that for my friend. I done did that for
No,
my
but
friend, so
see,
I'm not
that's the
cracking.
no, no. See, that's the difference, though. That's your friend.
Yeah.
And a
Listen to what you
stranger,
See,
I
just.
now
give
you
a
moving it.
stranger money.
Yeah, he moving.
You send somebody
Yeah,
you strictly got a
Yo,
sexual relationship
strangers
with.
though. I'm just that type of dude. I'm always willing to help people because I know we're stronger together than we are apart. And if I
I'm
want
willing to
y'all to
help
change, I
people
need to be the
too.
example of it.
But you ain't gonna criticize me for the people I don't help.
That's because y'all
That
niggas jaded. We just
ain't
who's
found
nothing
out
dated?
jaded
today.
about it. Nah,
Y'all
it's not
niggas
nothing
is
jaded.
jaded.
Nah,
Y'all
you
niggas
can't.
let
Don't
society
no.
dictate
Yo,
how
you know what's
y'all
That's
move.
funny?
wild, bro. That's
You know
wild.
what's
You gonna
Be
funny?
say we
honest with y'all
jaded
niggas.
because we don't
Y'all
want to?
can't
We
help.
don't want to.
Y'all can't help
Nah,
a dancer and distress out.
No
no.
goddamn
What if y'all
damsel,
was
man.
hold on,
What
hold
the
on,
fuck
hold on.
is you talking about?
These girls that y'all wouldn't help dig out the snow, right? If y'all was riding down the street and y'all seen a woman with a kid and she was just fucked up in the snow, like car just done. It's all in that motherfucker. And y'all ain't got nothing to do the rest of the day. Y'all mean to tell me
I mean, I don't care
y'all
if I
wouldn't
got something to do. I'm
if
gonna probably help for the fact there's a kid there.
Man, it depends on what I got going on.
For the fact there's a kid there, yeah. I mean, if it's an emergency or some shit like that, yeah. I mean, that's different. But if it's a
I'm
kid
just
there, I'm not
saying
gonna just
it.
leave the kid out
I'm
there.
just saying it
It's
depends
negative
on
two right now. I'm not leaving
it.
no baby out there in that shit.
It depends on what I got going on. If I'm gonna pull over and help, I'm just
See,
being real.
this is a funny thing about it. A friend, a family, a loved one, someone in distress, cool. Yo, you talking about a joint that I hit? Guess what? Go shovel your walkway and throw some salt down. Like I see women doing it, so you ain't gonna tell me she can't do it. You was independent all on Facebook and Instagram saying you was Miss Independent, saying you self-made, saying you did it by yourself. Why the fuck am I getting the guilt trip because you chose that? Because
Yeah,
this is a
you
nigga who
just
wanted to cover her that she said
yeah.
no to, but she called when she needed somebody to shovel her snow.
What's crazy is you jaded because you don't want to do you don't want to go do her work for her. You're not jaded. It just I literally gave I
You got
personally
self-respect.
yeah, I personally gave the criteria for that situation. Now you turned it into something different when you started adding all this. Oh, I'm just going to do it for GP and this, that, and the third. Brother, my brother, if
You
that's who
tricking
you
off of
are,
manual labor.
if that's who you are, my brother, then more power to you. We need more men like you, right? We do.
there's only three of
But
us
I'm gonna
left.
tell you this right now.
I won't be one
I'm
of them.
nope. I'm listen. Like I said, you said if you see somebody pulled over, this, that, and the third. Listen, if we on our way to my daughter's gymnastics, I can't pull over and help unless it's like they're in like a life or death situation, something like that. That's the only way I'm going to compromise my time. You see what I'm saying? I'm not if it ain't no life or death situation. Hey, y'all better call AAA or y'all better call. You know what I mean? That you better figure that out because I got to keep it moving. And I'm just being honest, bro. Because that's how people would do you.
Don't let I don't let what people do to me or would
I
do to
agree.
me
I
dictate what
agree.
I do to people.
I agree.
I am
I
going
don't
to be
disagree with
me
that.
through the to the core.
And
I
as you
can't let
should,
the
my
world
brother.
dictate my actions or my future, and
Yep.
importantly, my present. And
Yep.
reason why I say it is because if you've been fucking this girl for a little minute, you and her locked in y'all cool as shit, or whatever it is it might be, if you could just say it's a sex thing or whatever, as a human being, let's just take all the words she say out of the equation. As a human being, do you not have a compassionate heart enough to be like, yo, I know you physically I know you physically can do it, but I know it'd be easier for me to do it. Or I can pay somebody to come over there and make sure that you good. Y'all niggas don't even think like that. Like I listen,
I'll be
I'm
honest.
way past just helping
The
a stranger.
weight you putting
But
on shoveling snow, I don't feel. I'm gonna be honest. It ain't that hard.
I'm gonna be straight up with you. I don't give a damn. I'm just being straight up. I'm gonna look at that shit.
Likely to
I
pay a young boy to do it
don't,
because I see him hustling and I want to put the money in his pocket.
man. She graduated
I
with
don't give a
honors
damn
from.
about her shit.
She graduated with honors from college. She got a good job. She can pay that little nigga $40.
This might be the first time in the history of the show where somebody watched this show and actually liked me.
That's because they don't know the truth yet. Because you ain't show shit with your shit this whole winter.
And then she'll realize,
Oh, my
no, but
motherfucking
here's
wedding.
the bigger picture. Here's the bigger picture. If, if it's really that deep, then she will realize, right? Just giving herself up to niggas who ain't worth nothing. And I ain't saying I ain't worth nothing, but I ain't worth your time if I ain't willing to go out the back. So obviously
Yeah,
I
in this
don't give
case,
a
I'm the
damn.
problem. You shouldn't be
Yeah,
dealing with me.
you shouldn't be dealing with me. Cause I don't give a damn. Facts.
So, with that being the case, right? With you not giving a damn, Mac 10 not giving a damn, Boney Bob, Cliff, Roy with the gimpy leg not giving a damn, everybody just don't care.
Little Mo with the gimp
Yeah,
leg.
Lil Mo with the gimpy leg. My fault, Lil Mo. I meant no disrespect, Big Stepper. But this is my
Big
thing
step up to
about
the
the
gimpy leg
situation.
is crazy.
Um, the thing about it, right, with the way y'all thinking and the way y'all presenting y'all reasoning for not doing the things that women want you to do but scream out that they don't need you to do. Do y'all think that society, as far as just finding that old school relationship, y'all think that shit cook?
I just told you no. I don't know.
Shit, I think
No,
it's cooked.
that's fine. But there are people out here who play gender roles in their relationships. Like personally, mine's is the same. We like gender roles. Like I, no, I don't think it's cooked. I enjoy providing for my family, for my wife and children. I like that shit. I
I'm not gonna
enjoy
say
it.
I'm not gonna say it's an absolute nobody's into being
I
traditional
know.
men or traditional women,
I
but
look.
the
Hold on. Let me say
majority
something.
of women aren't, and the majority of men aren't.
Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. That's what the fucking media is telling people. There are countless couples out here who enjoy living that way. They might be all right. I will give you this. They might be the minority nowadays. I'll give you that. But that's because, and I'm gonna say, that's because the other people out here don't really know how to do it. Like I'm not gonna say I went into this like that. I did go into this like I do like providing, right? But you have to understand how women work. You really do. And it wasn't until my daughter was born, it was when I started realizing it, when it started to click and change. You know what I mean? Some people, they don't. And I'm not saying I've arrived, but I do have some understanding to how it works. You see what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing, like the caveat to it, I guess, that woman should respond in a feminine way to when you're walking that way. And if that clicks and that works for y'all, if y'all talk about that within your relationship, then I personally think, you know, that works. It's like I said, I know people who like the gender roles. They like the man leads, man provides, he does what he does, and the woman kind of falls in her place and does what she does. You know what I mean? I like those. I like that position. Me personally. That's what I'm into. If you want to
I
be
I
Well, hold
think
on, hold on.
most
Let me stop.
men
Hold on,
would
Mac.
like that position if they could afford that position.
Before you go there though, Mac, what age range are you talking about?
I know some young cats that are like that. I know a 23-year-old person. Well, a 23-year-old. He was working the trucking job, making. I know a 30-year-old. Like I know a 30-year-old. I'm cool with. I hang out with him. He provide for his lady, and did he take care of home? I know a couple of cats, all different age ranges, to where as though the man kind of like does what he does and takes care of it. You know what I mean? I
I feel like I feel like most men today in America, most men aren't making enough to be the single income to take care of the household. So it's not that they wouldn't like it. But the reality is, yo, if my wife don't work, I can't take care of my wife, me, the house, the kids, the car, and all the other expenses that come with it. Because I think
Now,
traditionally, when you go back in the day, things costed, like things was more affordable for people. You could work a minimum wage job in the 70s and the 60s and buy a house. You can't do that today off a minimum wage job.
nah, you can't. But you can do it with a
So
CDL.
yeah, but most men ain't got a CDL. Like most men aren't making six figures. Most men aren't even making 80 grand a year.
I agree with that.
So
I
I
agree with
think
that.
once you
Let
get
me
to a
ask you
level
this
where a
though.
man has a certain amount of money, it's on the table for him to be that traditional man.
Sorry, so let me ask you this. No, it's on the table for him to be that once he takes on the role of wanting to be a husband and a father. That's when it's his responsibility. If he chooses to step up to that, that's a whole nother convo. But it is, if you want those responsibilities, then you have to have it in your mind, yo, I gotta do what I gotta do to provide for this family, to provide for this woman, to provide for these children, to provide for myself. That's what I learned. I learned that the basis of it is for a man to get himself together before he even gets into any of that, because he's bringing that woman into his world and he's going to create his own fucking kingdom. So if he's not mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, and spiritually where he needs to be, for real, he shouldn't even be fucking dating. That's just what it is. A lot of people don't want to hear that. And listen, I can say that about myself, because early
I mean, I
on,
agree with you 100%. I'm
early
not an
on,
example of that. I agree with you 100%.
early on, I know I wasn't ready. I had no choice though. Once I jumped into it, I had to figure it the fuck out, and I understand it now. But you definitely should be cool with yourself before you even bring a woman into your fucking world. That's my personal opinion. Then you can maneuver the way you want to maneuver. You can provide the way you want to provide. You can lead the way you want to lead. No one taught me that. I learned that on my own. You see what I'm saying? Like it, you know, coming from where we come from, a lot of men wasn't fucking, they wasn't doing none of that. It was the struggle. So that's all I'm saying. Like, and I'm not saying I do it perfectly. No, I don't. You know, what I'm saying is that's really how it should go though. You see what I'm saying? That's really how it should go.
But that ain't how.
That
Exactly.
regardless if that's not how it go, that just because it's normalized dysfunction don't mean that's the right way.
I'm not even gonna
Because
say it's
because
normalized.
it
I'm
is
gonna say when
normalized.
so I'm not
Nigga,
even gonna
where we
say
from, that shit is normal.
but hear what I'm saying. I'm not even saying that it's normalized. I'm saying if the reality is that most people aren't in that position, then the reality is also most people cannot adapt to traditional men and women roles.
Yeah, because most people are living in normalized dysfunction.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if
but
this is
if you know that, and I asked the question, is relationships cooking? You said nah, and the overall average of it is, if we know that most people are jaded just from situations that you ain't got nothing to do with, and you come into the situation jaded a lot, or emotionally unavailable, you come into the situation not mentally stable, not financially stable. You might be connected spiritually enough, and when I say enough is, I mean like you have a spiritual base where you do believe in a higher power, and whether it's a religion or whether it's you just believe that God is just the creator of all earths, and you truly do believe in divine principles or just the way the universe works. If you be a good person, I don't think that in today's society, especially when we talked about earlier about independency, I don't think that we even know how to date each other because we don't know each other's worth. We don't know how to make a woman, a mother, a wife, teach her how to love us, teach her how to bring the best side of her out, teach her, give her that place of safety and comfortability. And I don't think women know how to do that with us. I don't think women even know how to talk to us. A girl said to me one time, she said her grandma told her you catch more bees with honey than you do with vinegar, right? And the way that woman talked to me, I felt like when she talked to me, she talked to something inside of me and made me want to move a fucking mountain for her. Nowadays, and I hate to say it, I ain't even gonna say it. because I ain't even gonna make this show about that. But I will say this, right? Nowadays, you talk to a lot of women, they ain't got nothing positive to say. Like, and I'm just being 100% honest with you. So to say that relationships is not cooked when we at each other's throat, like constantly and consistently, I don't see an end result being a good one. Like, that's just my
Well,
personal opinion.
yeah.
Like, you do get
Well,
your
I'll
one
say
off. So
this: there's definitely a minority to where as though relationships aren't cooked, and to all everything you just said, that just boils down to you loving yourself and knowing who you are and getting yourself together before going and jumping into a relationship. That's the reality of it. Whether it's a man or a woman, because if you love yourself and you're comfortable with yourself and you got your shit together and that man does as well, a lot of things are not going to get in the way of y'all coming together and getting to know each other and building. That's just the
you
reality, bro.
you can't
I
love
think it's
yourself if
70
you don't
30.
know yourself.
Well, you
I
said
think
you
it's
can't
70
what?
30.
You said you can't what, Space?
You can't love yourself if you don't know yourself.
But that's good. What I'm saying is you got your shit together. That's all I'm saying. You love yourself. You know yourself. You're good. You're good to get in a relationship.
What I'm
That's what I'm
saying is,
saying.
reason why I'm saying is because that's not going to be possible for everybody. Because the
It's
world
not
is so
possible for everybody.
indoctrinated. Hold on, the
It's
world is so
not possible
indoctrinated
for
with the
everybody.
propaganda that they selling us on Instagram, on TV, everywhere. Like, it's
It's
selling us to be independent and not give a fuck. It's selling us to be
and that's your choice to
selfish.
believe it. That's your choice to believe it. If you know who you
Bro,
are, you know you ain't got to follow that.
no disrespect, but most people are sheep and not sheep herders.
Yeah,
You
we
don't have
know
a group
that.
of leaders out here. So
We
they're
know
going to fall for this propaganda that is being set in
we
place right now.
know that.
That's why I say relationships is cooked. Because the longer they scream this independency shit and the longer they scream this bitches ain't
Relationship
shit, then we are going to stay in the situation. In fact, it's going to get worse.
relationships are cooked for the sheep. I'll say that.
That's 85 to 90% of the
That
world.
yeah,
I'm about to,
relationships
I
are
said
your
70
relationship
30. I think it's cooked
relationships.
for 70%. I think the other
Yeah.
30%, you ain't gonna find a lot of people that's gonna do the work you talking about, champion mode, on their self and make those
I
adjustments and then get into
bro,
that relationship.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. I agree with you 100%. You're not going to find a lot of people that's going to work on themselves and want to put themselves in a better position. I agree with that. I
This,
don't
this,
disagree with it. What I am saying is there are those people out there and that there is a majority of people out there who are like that. They got issues that they refuse to deal with. I get it. What I am saying is there is a, I guess you could say, minority group of people who do work on themselves, who do go hard, who do push themselves. I see them every day. They're successful at what they're doing and they're living their fucking life. They're living their best life. You see what I'm saying? I see it every day, being the fact that I'm not saying these people don't struggle, these people don't have problems. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, versus the dysfunction that I grew up seeing, that what y'all are expressing and explaining, in the community I'm in, I see a lot more success than I do. I see a lot more functional relationships than I see dysfunctional relationships, if that makes sense. That's what I'm saying. So I don't disagree with what y'all saying. What I'm saying is there is a minority group of people out here who are living their best life. They really are. They're living functional fucking lives, high functional lives, and they're in relationships and it's working.
I
So
think you can be in a healthy, successful relationship even without the gender roles though. Like on the conversation of traditional, I think it's working relationships is still not traditional. It's good, healthy relationships, good family structures where the man and the woman work. That's not traditional though. That's why I'm not saying it won't be successful relationship. I'm just
but
saying
I'm
though
not
the way they
I'm
used to look, it's hard to have those nowadays
what
in
I'm
the
saying
modern
is though,
America.
what I'm saying is though, I'm not talking about just a man and a woman working. I'm talking about a man providing for his woman so she can be a stay-at-home mom and take care of home. I see that.
I mean, that
I
shit
pers
over with though, cuz that's what I'm saying
that
to you right
it
now. Because
no not you.
hold
If
on,
you
let me
came,
explain something,
hold
right?
on.
It's the
If you came
I
to
just
my
say it's
community
the
where I live,
indoctrination.
it is a normal thing out here, bro.
It
I'm
isn't.
trying to
It's all right, well, that's where you at. It is indoctrination right now that the women are screaming this independency. I done said this shit like 25 times. I know people got to be tired of me hearing this word come out of my mouth. And the reason why I'm saying that is because one of the biggest reasons why I think relationships is unsuccessful nowadays is because the woman no longer needs the man for survival. Every woman talks about their worth. They found their worth. Found it. You know what your worth was a long time ago, bitch? It was 3 goats. That was your
Let me
fucking
tell you
value.
something. You know what my wife says? You know what my wife tells me? My wife tell me all the time, I need a man. I need a man. I like
and
gender
and and
roles.
that's where I'm getting at though. That's where I'm getting at, champion mode. It's the simple fact that when women looked at men like they needed men for survival. Now women look at men like I don't need you, I want you. And the one thing about wants is they come and they go from time to time. Sometimes you can want a Ferrari. You can get that
You
Ferrari. You
you
realize I want a fucking Rolls Royce.
you remember how this conversation started about the snow, right, Thomas? Now you hear what
Hmm.
he's saying? You remember my response. You heard what he just said about the independence. They don't need a man and all that, right? My reaction to that snow conversation was based off of what he just said. Was literally based off of what he just said. Now, and my answer initially was it depends on that woman's disposition. If I would do that. Women talking how you just put that into perspective, women talking like that. Kevin Samuels Kevin Samuels already categorized them. He already put that in layman's terms. He did, right? I'm not listen, I've experienced something, right? I've experienced something with my wife. But not only that, I've I've seen other women in these positions as well, right? I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's cut and dry. What I'm saying is I've seen traditional situations work. Me and my wife talk about it right now. Um, I prefer her home than working. I prefer her home than working. That's just me. You got men running around that you got to add this part to it too. A lot of men running around talking about what's your idea on 50-50. I think that's fucking crazy personally. I think that's the craziest shit I've ever heard if you're going to go get in a relationship and have children. So you telling me as a man, you are okay with sending your goddamn kids to daycare and for somebody else to raise them while you and your wife go work. You don't want her to be home raising your fucking babies. You want somebody else raising your babies. That's crazy to me. That is crazy. 50-50. No, nigga, you gotta get this shit together and go out and do what you gotta do so your woman can raise the babies. That's crazy to me, bro. Crazy. I'll be damned.
I mean,
I'm,
I'm with
I
you,
yield.
but I also
I
feel
yield
like
the floor.
I'm with you, but I also feel like different people are in different situations. They just trying to find a different way to survive. Like
I,
for
I,
certain
I,
for
I get
certain
it.
people that can afford a better lifestyle, they're gonna have a better lifestyle. For the people
Listen,
struggling to
listen,
get by, they gonna be in survival mode.
listen. But people choose to struggle, and that's real shit, bro. You have a bunch of able-bodied men out here, right? I didn't want to be a truck driver. I didn't want to be a truck driver, but I knew it fucking paid. I knew it paid. Like you like that. That's the reality. Niggas is lazy, bro. They think a Walmart job. Oh, I'm working. I work at Walmart. Nah, nigga, what is you doing? You work at Walmart and go home and expect her to. I'm the man of this house, nigga. Please, you got your Dutchies and your weed and all, man, bro. Don't get me to talking like it's
You
real
know who you
shit.
sound a lot like right now,
Who?
champion mode? You sound a lot
Who?
like Antoine Daniels right now. And
It's the but
speaking of Antoine
I
Daniels
agree
right
with
now,
Anton Daniels in that department though. I agree with him.
but
I agree
speaking
with
on him
that.
right now,
As a
what's y'all
man, you
take on him and Corey Holcomb? First and foremost, do you even like either one of them to that point? I know you just
I
said
went
something
to
about
see Corey
Antoine, but
Holcomb like a couple months ago. I went to go see Corey Holcomb at the Tacoma Comedy Club. He was out here. Me and my wife went to see him. But I'm gonna say this about both of them. I like what Anton Daniels put down as far as work ethic, I agree with him on politics to a degree. We agree on politics. My only issue with Anton Daniels is Anton Daniels will make a statement uh, about one ethnicity, and it'll be kind of like an absolute. The whole culture is like that, right? But then he'll make a statement about another ethnicity and say, "Oh well, everybody's not this." My example: Anton Daniel makes statements towards though he'll say all of black culture is this, right? He won't say, well, all of them not like that. But then when it comes to like white culture, he'll say something like, well, everybody's not racist. You know, you do have some white racists, but all of them aren't racist. And like that's my issue with Anton Daniels. Outside of that, um, he got his other issues, but for the most part, I would say I 80% agree with him on a lot of his takes about shit, truth be told, because I do believe men should bust their ass to put themselves in a better position, especially if they have children or wives and the children. I believe that 100%. Corey Holcomb's a comedian who doesn't give a fuck about much. He's more of a free spirit. Total two opposites, those guys. In my opinion on that situation, um, personally, um, both of them niggas failed. In my opinion, they both failed. They did it for likes, views, whatever. Whatever they did it for, they both failed. They showed bad examples of men in leadership and how to control your emotions. The bad examples. So that's my take on that. I'll yield the floor.
I would be lying if I said I ain't laughed a lot at a lot of stand-ups I've seen with Corey Holt. Like I do think he's funny. I can't say I like him because I feel like a lot of what he does on his podcast, I feel like he gets up there and I don't know if it. I mean, he's a comedian, so I know it's a joke, but I think it's very disrespectful the way he talks about people, the way he says things, like some of his views. I think it's disrespectful. Anton Daniels say a lot of things that I don't like, but a lot of things I do agree with as well. I'm not an Anton Daniels fan because I mean, pretty much everything Champion Mo just said. My view on this is kind of, first of all, they done both said things about each other when they wasn't around. I know I've heard Corey say things, and I'm pretty sure Anton responded before they got face to face. With that, let's set the precedent there. Now you want to be face to face. I feel like even though Champion Mode, I agree with you, you was right in that. I feel like that was ego and pride on display. They was having a back and forth, and it came to the point where, and I'm not gonna even quote what they said. I feel like Corey spoke out of emotion. He said something disrespectful. As a black man, I would have been disrespected if he said that to me. So I feel like Anton then responded with a higher level of disrespect. And I feel like that was a, you took it there, watch, I'm gonna take it far. I didn't like that as black men. I hate the image they paint black people with in the media, first and foremost. I didn't like don't feed it into that image, but I felt like it was real. I felt like they don't like each other. There's no love lost. And I feel like y'all probably should have got down. I'm not saying I want to see them fight, but I'm saying, yo, when somebody talking to you this way, you ain't gotta do all the tough talk. You ain't gotta move your seat. Y'all ain't gotta do it. Y'all could just cut that camera off and go square up and get that done. Because all y'all did was just show bravado for the camera. Yeah, I'm a big dog. I chumped him. Or I stood my ground. He ain't do nothing. Like we ain't gotta do all the fake stuff. Y'all should have just fought it out. I didn't like that being shown, and I'm not really a big fan of neither one of them outside of that. Even though I agree with some things Anton say, and I do think Corey's funny. I'm more disappointed if you're gonna do all of that shit. You might as well sell the fight. You might as well throw hands at this point because I'm gonna be honest with you. For you to move your seat, for him to say what he said to Corey, you to move your seat, sit in front of that man and say it again. He said it once. He ain't gotta repeat it. And I don't like what Corey did when he left because now you keeping it going, brother. That shit said it done. So I didn't like it. And I'm not a big fan of neither one of them. But I think Corey lost more respect to me than Anton did in that situation.
I agree with that. But to me, it's like y'all did it knowing that it was probably gonna go there. Because y'all have two views from different sides of the spectrum. And y'all both fucking knew that neither one of y'all was gonna compromise y'all beliefs to come up with a solution to, like, first and foremost, what was y'all there for? Y'all was there for the fucking views. Because y'all niggas don't even look at life the same. Y'all in two different categories. I don't know if Corey
Polar
married. I
opposite.
don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm
Corey's not
saying. So
married.
what
No,
did you?
Corey's not married.
He's not married. I don't know if he got kids or anything like that, but
He got
Antoine
kids,
preaches.
and he talk wild about him.
This
His
is
He
what I'm
talk
daughter.
saying.
wild. He beef with his baby
Antoine
mom and his kids.
Yeah,
Antoine preaches monogamy, responsibility, right?
Anton
That's where
cheats
he's
on his
coming
wife
from,
though.
and accountability, huh?
He cheats on his wife though. He do,
You know this for a fact, or you
bro.
just
I watch Anton. Yes,
so he
yes. He
says
talks
it.
about. Yeah, he don't say it directly. Nigga, we all men. You know how it go.
Man, I'm not gonna accuse no man on this
Space, do you
platform of
watch him
cheating on his
regularly?
wife,
Space,
man.
Space, do you watch him regularly?
I don't watch him regularly, but I'm not
All
gonna
right,
sit here and
so
say that that
so
man
let me ask you
cheated.
this question. Let me ask you this
Nigga,
question. Bro, he says it, bro. He said
allegedly.
he
Let's just
no,
go
it's
with
not
allegedly.
alleged, bro. He said
Well,
on the one joint.
for legal
Hold
reasons,
on, hold
let's
on.
say alleged.
Yeah, yeah, I
All
was
right,
about to
so alleged. All right, I'm gonna say alleged.
allegedly.
But on one episode I watched recently, he was arguing with his homie where he was calling his homie gay and all this stuff, right? And his homie responded a certain way, and Anton was like, "Why you gonna say that? You know, it's certain things I can't say on here. What you gonna tell me I'm dumb? What we know what you talking about, bro. I can't respond because they were talking about getting girls. His homie's like, I get girls. You can't say that. And he's like, damn, that's not being fair because you know certain things I can't even say on here. That was his response.
Well, what if he was gonna talk about the girls he got before he got with his wife?
Listen, you can
And the
talk
girls
about
that
that.
be in his
Well,
DM or
well,
something.
You
How you know
hold
can
he
on.
talk
was
about
gonna
that.
say that?
He
I ain't
talks
trying to
about
choose
things.
sides. What if he was talking about his homie saying gay? Because you can't say everything when you monetize it. He could have
Anton
been saying,
and
yo, the way you talking ain't
Anton.
good for my video.
Nah, Anton started it by calling him gay, bro. He started calling him gay.
And
Anton. Yeah,
I mean, I
Anton
said a
literally
long
said,
time ago. Yeah,
yeah, Anton
I mean,
started calling him gay.
I said a long time ago, men at a certain amount of money and a certain amount of let's just say fame, for lack of a better term, that they not one women, man. You know my
It's not
view on
only
that.
that. Yeah, yeah, that's all I'm saying. So, like, allegedly, yes, the man cheats on his wife, but that's a whole nother conversation. What I'm saying is, I don't know. He could be hypocritical at times. I think very hypocritical. You know what I mean? So he said, "I'm Christian first before I'm black." I mean, I get it. I get it.
I
I don't know
understand the
where I.
language. I don't get that. I
Yeah,
understand what he's saying, but I don't think that's optional. I don't think there's another Christian that look at him and notice a Christian before they notice a black man. So I don't know how in his world he think that's
if
a
that
real
was the
thing.
case, the church wouldn't be so segregated on Sunday. So that's my belief on that. You know what I mean? You go to
What
a
do you
black
mean by
church,
that?
you go to a white church, you go to a Spanish church. Like it wouldn't even, and that's our normal lingo when it comes to that. So I just when people make statements like that, to me, I'm like, who you lying to? You know what I mean? You can look at the world that way. I get it because I view it that way, but that's not a
That's like the people
reality.
to be like, "Oh, I don't see color." Well, I mean, that's a lie. I
Yeah,
know what you're trying to
yeah.
say, but that's a lie.
No,
We
you
all can
see
agree that
color, but
the religion is
you could say I
capitalism.
don't judge. I think the better term to that is I don't judge by color. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But you see color, but I just don't judge people by color. I judge you by your morals and your values. You know what I mean?
Let me
So
ask you all a question though, right? Because you can say something like I judge people by their morals and values, but isn't it like kind of you can sit here and you can say, yeah, well that's a Spanish person and everything like that, but you don't already have an idea what they really like in your head before you get their morals and their values in the back of your mind. You kind of waiting for them to turn into this person.
not based off of race.
So,
I
Well,
don't got
no,
that based off race.
so,
I think
so,
everybody has their prejudice to a degree, and they stereotype people to a degree. I believe that,
Yeah,
but
but not the character you are based off of race. Not like I can still look at a Spanish person and be like, and it may sound crazy. I may be like, now I don't know if they speak English. That's me judging like what's your first language based off your race. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna look at a Spanish person and be like, oh man, that's a criminal. Like I think that's wild. I think that's
so,
racism. That's the problem.
so, what I mean by that is, right. Let me give a great example, right.
that's more prejudice than racism. Cause
Let me
But
give a
yeah,
better example of exactly what I mean because I don't want to lose anybody. Um, so let's just say somebody meets a black person, right, and they say, "Oh, this is a good black person. They speak very well and everything like that. They take care of their situations at home and stuff like that, right?" But in the back of your mind, you saying to yourself, "I wonder when they get angry, do they react like the normal black person I see?" Y'all get where I'm going with this?
I
meaning
get
So
they
where
have
you're
in
no
the
going.
back of your mind,
they
you
have
kind
no
of waiting for them to
emotional
be what you think they are.
yeah, meaning they have no emotional fortitude or no emotional intelligence in a sense, right?
Well, that's how some of the world view us.
I mean, nigga. Listen, I just watched a video the other day. Bull beat up the lady in the Pizza Hut because she ain't get his cheesy bread right. I mean, he punched on her like she was a man. That was the lack of emotional intelligence, my friend.
Yet I just
And there was
seen
a
this
black man
girl.
hitting a white woman. Yes,
I
she was
just
a
seen
ghetto
this
white
this
woman, but it's all the same. Yeah.
I just seen this video of this girl, and I just got done watching Stranger Things. Man, this girl looked like she was the girl 11 off there whipping that girl ass, man. Like she drug her, threw her, and then attempted to go whip her friend ass. I said, that's a superhero. That's one of the Avengers or something.
I'm
She,
gonna be honest. I don't make judgments off of race. I'm more likely to judge you based off of. I mean, everybody judges. I'm gonna base you off of the way you look, the way you walk, the way you talk, where I see you at, probably where you work. If I know how much money you make, like I make a lot of judgments. I'll make a judgment based off your class, like middle class, low class, and upper class, before I would make a judgment off of race. The reason I don't understand the prejudice when it comes to race, there are examples of model citizens and intelligent people in every race, and examples of hoodlums, delinquents, thugs in every race.
Yeah,
So
no, I agree
anytime a
with
person
this.
look at a black person and be like, oh, they might be a thug, there's white thugs. If you don't do the same thing to the white person, that's ignorance to me. Now I may
That's
go to the
yeah.
to the hood and be like, oh damn, that may be a thug. That's because I'm in the hood. If I saw a white person in the hood, I might look at him and be like, what he on? You get what I'm saying?
let me
Yep.
ask y'all a question then. Let me ask y'all a
Thomas,
question.
I like that. You just explained that you
Because
articulated that very well, bro.
we can understand that the black race is looked at and frowned upon in society, especially in America. Do y'all think that there's another race that come close to being stereotyped in a negative light as much as us?
You know, I do. Mexicans, Spanish.
The reason I don't think it's a close second is because I think every race looks at us the same way.
I
I
agree with
don't
that
think
too.
I don't think we look at any race the way that they look at us. So the numbers will never be close. Like we don't indulge in that what they do. Like a lot of races, like when the Irish came to America, they wasn't even considered white. They was considered Irish.
Italians too.
Yeah, the way they look at us is almost like even if you don't look at us as the top, you can't look at us like them. And I think almost every race that came to America did the same thing, except us. We the only ones like, I don't give a damn how you look at them. We just want to be treated like humans. Like I think our journey in this, we the only non-immigrants in this country. Everybody else came
Yep.
here as an immigrant. We
Yep.
came here as slaves. That's
Yep.
the difference.
Well,
We didn't
you
ask
gotta,
to be
but
here. We was brought
you
here.
gotta put that in proper context too, though, because here's the reality that wasn't taught. Yes, Africans were brought here, right? But we mixed in with a lot of indigenous tribes that were here. They had black indigenous tribes here, and that's why I always say there's a definitely a distinction between us American blacks and every other black around the globe, because we had that ethnogenesis here. So it's African, it's indigenous American, and it has European and Latin in it. You know what I'm saying? It has all of that in there. You know what I'm saying? So we're just a distinct, different type of I guess negroid. You know what I mean? We're our own
Yeah.
ethnic group. We are our own ethnic group here. Like, 'cause, you know, they don't fucking question Haitians. They don't question Jamaicans. They don't question Brazilians, and they are all African. They came from Africa. Only people that get questioned is us, and we've been here since the beginning of this nation. Some can say before because of their indigenous bloodline. Like, I really believe my dad and my grandmother's side have indigenous bloodline in them based off the research I've done. So it's interesting. They had a couple of tribes down in North Carolina where my family on my dad's side is from, and then they had tribes down in Alabama and Georgia, and my family where my mom's side is from. So you know what I mean? Like, and a lot of black people have that. A lot of black people. Florida, oh my gosh, the Seminoles down in Florida, a lot of them went out to Oklahoma. And here's the history of Oklahoma. Oklahoma had at Oklahoma has the most founded black cities and towns in the history of America. Tulsa being one of them, and then Black Wall Street and all that. So it's deep, man. Like the history, a lot of this stuff they kept from us, and now with all this being in the information age or the technology age, all of this stuff has been brought to the forefront. They still try to, like, cover it up, but yeah, it's all there. I just that was a sidebar.
Yeah, I appreciate that history lesson. Mr. Jones ain't teach me that, or either I was sleeping in class when he probably
Now
did.
You
we
was
ain't
So,
learning
definitely
in the
asleep.
we ain't
uh,
learning in the curriculum. They didn't
yeah,
put that in the curriculum. You know what I mean?
Nah,
The
they ain't put in the
curriculum
curriculum, but he was
they
definitely asleep.
yeah, I
the
was
He
somewhere.
curriculum was all European based, and
Right.
if they were talking about black people, we were subservient.
All right. So this show has come to what we call a adjourn, the end, uh, the closing chapter of this episode, and I want to end this on a positive note, right? So I'm gonna ask you, gentlemen, something to leave a message with the people who are going to view this. Just something very, very, inspirational, right? Uh, One thing you would say to somebody, Mac, who's thinking their life ain't worth shit right now and they want to just give it all up, what would you tell them?
I mean, life is what you make it. You only get one life. So put the past in the past and focus on the future.
Yeah, that ain't inspire nobody. Champion mode. You and somebody call you up there in a situation they don't know where to go in life. What would your advice be to them?
You matter. You have value. Um, as long as they're healthy, I mean, you're healthy. You have another chance to change all of this. You have you just got to know you got the strength to do it. But you have value. There are people who love you. You matter to people. And you should keep going. You know what I mean? Don't give up. Don't give up.
All right, so I'm gonna finish this off on. I'm gonna answer both of the questions that I asked y'all. If you feel like you want to give up on life, don't be selfish. This world ain't all about you. If it was, you'd be the only person here. There's somebody out there that needs you to continue to live every day. Even if you feel like, they'll be better off without you, they won't. You can't speak on behalf of other people. Trust me, when you don't know where you're going, you will find your path. First thing first, you always want to find out who you're not so you can fall in love with who you are. The thing about the path, though, a lot of times is it gets tricky, right? Because finding the right path, you'll run into a lot of obstacles. Obstacles was never meant to derail a path. They are the path. So find out what you love. Find out what makes you happy. Find out what's going to be beneficial for you, your future, and for the other people around you, so that you can be a helping hand to somebody who's out there who's going to need you, who needs you to encourage them, who needs you to be there for them, and just like Max said, I will steal some from him. You only get one life. So make it a fucking great one. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the You Want to Be Real podcast. That's Champion Mode. That's Mac 10. I am a ruler Shaboom. Happy weekend, happy day whenever you watch this, and God bless.
God bless. Peace.